Starts first down and 10 at their own 10-yard line. And Tevin Coleman with some running room. Tevin Coleman down the sideline. Coleman, one man to beat. Tevin Coleman's going to go 90 yards, and Indiana takes the lead. Randall L. scrambles, started off the pitch, keeps it himself down the sidelines. He could go. Antoine Randall L. touchdown. Roy going to the single coverage, end zone. He hits Cooper again.
Welcome to episode 270 of the Hoosier Happy Hour podcast. A surprise podcast, a surprise drop, as I don't know if you guys made it to the end of the last episode or not. I was pushing not to do an episode. Brandon said maybe we'll do something. Seth, I don't know, who cares what Seth said. But we're all here now, and we're recording probably the earliest we've ever recorded as it hits 3 p.m. on a Wednesday before all three of us and some other guys go on a birthday trip for old man Seth, turning 40, going out for a long weekend, Thursday through Sunday. So, Seth, Brandon, what's up? Thanks for being able to hop on and get this done.
Yeah, this trip conveniently placed during an IU bye week. Wonder how that
You're
happened.
welcome.
No. Let me stop you right there. It is my birthday. It's just coincidental. Bragg's gonna be like, oh, it was all because of me. I manipulated. I schemed. It's my birthday.
So, funny story. My cousin from Dallas is getting married. So IU has 2 bye weeks, right? IU has a bye week this week, Seth's birthday, and conveniently, on the last bye week of the season, the most random bye week ever. That is the bye week I will be going to Dallas to go to his wedding. So I will miss 0 football games.
Bandball weddings
this year. Yeah, I told him that. I did tell him that while he went to him and his not fiance at the time, but went to the Charlotte game with me last year. And they were talking, or I was talking to him when she went to the restroom or something. I was saying, like, dude, just don't do it in the fall. He's like, we have to, man. It's Texas. You either have to do it in the fall or you have to do it in the spring. I was like, boom, spring, easy. Nobody cares about baseball. IU basketball sucks. It's not going to be a big deal. Do it whenever you want. And here we are, the very, very end of fall. So no complaints, though. It's fine. This is one of the very few fall weddings that has not fallen on an IU game, and so I will have 0 complaints on that. All right, where were we? Seth, yes.
Yeah.
Everybody's here. So they want to talk about things. I don't have anything particularly to talk about, but I will comment on what they say. Brandon says, I'm the point guard. I will do point guard for the first time in my life. Usually I'm shooting the ball. Let's see. Let's talk about news around the program. What do you guys want to talk about there?
So first, I'll talk a little bit recruiting. I feel like we haven't touched on that in weeks because there's obviously been big things to talk about other than recruiting, like the actual games. But we have a 5-star deciding this week. It will be unlikely if Jalen Brewster selects IU because this looks like it's kind of coming down to an NIL thing. And you just don't beat some of the Texas and Southern schools when going against that. But the fact that we're in the final and it's a non-0% chance that we are in the ring with a 5-star just shows how far this program has came. And then there were a ton of recruits at the Illinois game, both basketball and football. But since this is a football podcast, it was just a bevy of 4 stars, high 3 stars. I think people are wondering, like, Sig's been able to develop the 2 stars. He's been able to dominate the portal, but where's the high school recruiting? I still think that takes time. And I really think the 2027 class, which is this upcoming off season, you'll see a significant bump. I'm talking top 10, maybe even top 6 or 7 in the class there. So just kind of wanted to briefly touch on that. I don't have any other names because, again, these guys aren't deciding for another 6, 8, 10 months. So no need to kind of get lost in the sauce and names. But if you just look at the amount of kids and the amount of high star talent that is coming in for these games, is super exciting.
I think the two things I wanted to touch base on real quickly were Mekhi Jackson no longer being with the program. He has a redshirt year still ahead of him. This was game 5 of the season. So we're kind of in that season. That seemed to be a play that made some sense. And the other thing is Bragg will always talks about the rankings, obsessed with them. I think I use 8 and 9 respectively this year or this week. Sorry. And just the fact that there are 3 one-loss teams already ahead of IU just kind of sets up for some very interesting things to play out here as we've kind of foreshadowed a little bit pregame here as kind of a weak schedule this week. So I don't know. It doesn't seem like there's going to be a lot of movement potentially between now and then. And we'll probably still have 3 ranked teams ahead of us, or 3 one-loss teams ranked ahead of us going to that Oregon game.
Let's go through that. Ohio State's not losing at home to Minnesota.
Nope.
Oregon's on a bye. Does Florida State have any chance to beat Miami?
It will be the only time, well, not only time, but one of the very few times that I will be cheering for Miami so hard. Like based on what your friends, your Florida State fans who we roasted on the last podcast as well, continue. They're just I can't even think of the word right now, but their complete lack of ball knowledge and awareness around them. I hope they lose by 5 touchdowns. 5 touchdowns. Sounds right. And Miami actually has a defense, and a defense will stop their MAC style offense. So, yeah, I think that Miami runs with that one. But I do not think Miami's a good football team. I also think Florida State's they won 3 games last year. So,
do you think Texas has any struggle with Florida in the swamp?
That game has underwritten all over it, bro. All over it.
I think it's a slop fest. I think it's an ugly game. Low
2
scoring.
Very good defenses. Very good defense. As bad as Florida is, very good defense.
And then kind of the last marquee game as it pertains to around Indiana, Alabama Vanderbilt in Tuscaloosa. It's Bragg's favorite quarterback looking to upset Alabama 2 years in a row. Is there any shot of that happening?
Oh, if they play Vandy football, they win easily. Isn't that what
Diego
said?
Shot for sure? Yeah. Fucking Diego.
That was his quote. If we play Vandy football, we win handily, or something like that.
Whatever, dude. Joke.
That'd be great. It'd be great if it is. But Pavia and Simpson both are claiming to have some Heisman hype around them, so it'd be kind of nice if both of them had bad games.
Yeah, so that's about all the movement. The only one I really see, I like Bragg kind of comment on most. I do think Florida State could give Miami a game, and I don't think Miami's been tested at all. This will be their toughest challenge coming into this game, and Alabama lost in at Florida State. So I think I'm at +4.5 Florida State. I wouldn't touch the spread, but I think especially the beverages that will be going down, I think I will be sprinkling some Florida State just because, again, I mean, I think the chance for Indiana to move up, that's the only one that we're really looking at. The Big Ten slate's really weak too. Is there any games?
We can go through that.
Let's
Michigan, Nebraska, I think.
No, Wisconsin at Michigan's the first game. It's big noon, believe it or not.
I think Michigan's rounding into a team. I think they cover -17.5 pretty easily.
I disagree with your first statement. I agree with your second statement.
I'm on Bragg's team here.
You don't think Michigan's rounding into anything?
No.
I don't think they have an identity.
Yeah, they won't for if Sherrone Moore makes it another year, they won't for at least another 2 more years.
And that's okay. That's not to say they're not a good football team.
No,
they have talent. They're really good.
Yeah.
It's just
tons of talent.
I just still don't see anything really a finished product yet.
Yeah. So here's the Seth Bowl. I think this might be actually the only good. Well, I guess there's a
Washington, Maryland's spicy.
I don't think so. I think Maryland gets exposed for the first time, but
I don't know.
I do. I really do.
Let's stay on Illinois, Purdue.
Let's stay Illinois. Number 22, Illinois, who got vastly screwed in the polls at Purdue. A BTN game. I called it. So speaking of our trip, we made plans months in advance. Seth and I sat down 2 months ago, last month and a half, did a whole itinerary on that. Part of that itinerary was me typing in Illinois is at Purdue. This has 12 p.m. BTN written all over it. And what do you know? 12 p.m. BTN, you can get into Ross-Ade Stadium for, it says here, as low as $25 per ticket. Illinois minus 9.5, over under 57.5. Illinois over.
Yeah. I like the over. I think there's going to be a ton of points in this game. Illinois scored a ton of points except against Indiana. Seth, I've only watched one Purdue game. What's your take on this? Because my inclination is to take the home team plus 9.5.
Yeah, so I like Ryan Brown. I think he's improved. I think they have some receivers around them. I think Maccabee's fine. I just and then I looked at his ranking and he's like, very average to below average. I'm like, oh shit, maybe I'm wrong on this. I just don't think they have enough there. But the thing is, I've been to probably 20 of these Illinois Purdue games, and they always end up way more interesting than they have any reason being.
It doesn't 34-27 make sense. Doesn't 31-27. It's low 30s, mid 20s. Somehow, how you cut it. Yeah. I don't think it's a 10-point game, and this screams backdoor cover.
And you're going to have some weird Purdue fluke touchdown, some weird it's just going to have a weird feel to it the whole game long too. You can't predict what's going to happen, but I expect points, and I expect it to be closer than it reasonably should be.
I made Purdue first half, not money line, whatever the spread is. Over in Purdue first half spread.
Hold on, just real quick. I want to defend, and I hate this because everybody that listens to this podcast knows that I hate Illinois, but to defend them, because I guess I'm going to take this one to the grave with me, at least for the rest of the season. Called last week, honestly, they should have won by, tell me if I'm wrong here, guys. They should have won by at least 14 points with 2 fumbles inside the 5-yard line, one of them right on the goal line. They should have handled USC, I think, no problem. I think Purdue has played what at the beginning of the season looked like a very tough start to their season, 2 very easy non-conference games, followed by what was a top 10 Notre Dame team and a highly overrated USC team, which has kind of maybe fluffed some of Purdue's confidence. I think I'm with you, Brandon. I think they kind of carry some of that into it, but I don't think it stays a whole lot. And I think you're going to see a lot of orange in that stadium. Way more than what you saw in Bloomington, that's for sure.
It's closer to Champaign than it is to Bloomington.
Well, that's true, but usually they do pretty well coming over to Bloomington, but it was hard to find them. All right, Penn State, number 7, overrated at UCLA. Somehow, UCLA, you guys want to, did we talk about this?
No, let's do
UCLA,
it.
who has fired all of them, apparently, including Tino.
4 games.
Oh, goodness.
No, they didn't fire him. They mutually parted ways. I read this article.
Him.
Yeah.
That's too soon. Though. That's too soon for me. I'm a little triggered by that.
Yeah,
I also mutually parted ways.
Yeah, you know what? And you guys are both getting paid. So,
but hold on. His whole deal, though, I mean, I get why you bet on yourself and you take the OC job where he was co-play caller at IU before. He wants to have his own thing, but he spent his entire spring and summer preparing for Joey Aguilar. That was what this whole thing was built about. And then Nico, I don't know how that whole thing situation played out, but he had to pivot. And now it's just completely fallen off the rails. And at first I was like, damn, he was way too ambitious. But the more I keep looking at it, it's like, no, he bet on himself. He made the right move. And, sometimes the shit show just presents itself in front of you.
Yeah.
It's the Tino situation is unfortunate. I think I could maybe see him coming back to IU as a temporary 1 year, get his stuff together. But man, I don't think he gets another Power 4 job. I think if he could have had this over again, he would have either chose a different destination. He's got an interesting career decision coming up because I think he could probably go to Group of 5 and get a gig. Or does he go back to Indiana for a few years?
Does he come back? Yeah. I mean, what if?
I mean, they signed
week.
Whitmer for a while, so it won't be as his previous job. But you see a lot of that, like offensive assistant, program manager, weird made up titles,
quality control.
Yeah, I think it probably makes sense for him to reattach himself to SIG, at least for an interview process, right? But yeah, I feel bad for the guy. I mean, he still looks like an Italian stallion, so the guy doesn't have that tough of a life.
No, he does not. What I was going to say was, I mean, please, Mike Shanahan, don't do what you did last week. If he does turn it around and he turns it back into the 63-10 type of calling of offense, the phone calls were happening last year. I'm assuming they'll happen again. God forbid he leaves. I mean, you couldn't have almost a better transition in to just have Tino step right back in. I mean, that we're just throwing out just crazy scenarios at this point. But yeah, like what Brandon said, he'll be fine. Washington at Maryland. Washington -6.5 on the road. 3:30 kick. Unfortunately.
Wait, did we make our picks for Penn State, UCLA?
We don't need to make our picks for that game.
Is it 27-0? Is that what the final score probably is?
Oh, the over-under is 49.5. I think it's 27-0 until 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and then somehow Penn State scores like another 21 points.
Oh no, they don't score again. They get up by 3 or 4 touchdowns, and then they just sit on the ball, do nothing.
I was more or less referencing like whatever happened against Villanova, how they were struggling. It seemed like with Villanova forever, and then they scored like 52 points out of nowhere. Okay, a more interesting game. Washington at Maryland. I am a vocal non-believer in Maryland still. Who have they beaten? Wisconsin. Like, and we know how Wisconsin's doing. Washington -6.5. A big over/under on this too, 52.5. Very good offenses. Washington looked good until they got to the 5-yard line or in against Ohio State and couldn't score. So I think it's a piss off revenge game for Washington. You guys love Maryland, so go ahead, let them hear it.
No, I think that Washington defense is too good for a freshman quarterback. I do think the game is close, but I think Washington probably pulls away by 13 points late in the fourth quarter.
I have no feel on this whatsoever. I see both sides of this. I never want to put a lot of money on a freshman quarterback facing probably their toughest test. Usually doesn't end up well.
Okay. Oh, goodness. Who knows much about UL Monroe this season? How are they doing? Does anybody know? They're at Northwestern. No is exactly right. And fun fact for the boys, this is the second toughest ticket to get on the Big Ten slate this week. You have to pay $95 to get into the Northwestern Medicine Field at Martin Stadium to watch this game. Northwestern favorite by 11.5. That's it, at home against UL Monroe.
That's because it seats 450 people and it's Chicago. So
what do you? We don't care, right?
No,
I mean, Northwestern should win that game.
No.
I think here's a sneaky good game. It's a sneaky good game against two teams that will finish middle of the pack in the Big Ten. It's Michigan State at Nebraska, 4 p.m. FS1. Nebraska fat line at -11.5. That is too big for me. I like Michigan State to cover that.
Yeah, Michigan State's coming off a bye. Nebraska's coming off a loss against Michigan. Well, they're actually also coming off a bye. So both teams come off a bye. I would say it's tough to beat Nebraska at Nebraska, but it's happened so often that I think again this is a really good line. But if I had to choose, I'm choosing the Spartans.
I just don't believe. I think the Spartans keep it close, and I don't think that Nebraska's able to separate.
Yeah.
And last,
Stone cold lock Ohio State by 1,000,000.
Poor NBC, man. Now, if it was flip-flopped, I would give you a hard time on it, but there's no chance. Minnesota is going to number 1 Ohio State, who I still I gotta see him play somebody big time for me to really.
Here we go.
But minus 23.5.
Minnesota to score first.
Ooh. How?
It's just a thing that PJ Fleck does.
But how are they they're gonna move the ball offensively? I mean,
I didn't say that. I just said they'll score first.
Okay. I mean, their defense is good. The over-under is 45.5 for a reason. I don't think it's close though.
No.
All right, that's it for Big Ten. What else you guys want to talk about?
So you mentioned it. I don't think on purpose, but baseball playoffs are here. Will you guys watch at all?
I already did, bud. How about them Cubbies?
Did they win?
They're playing
I don't follow.
They're on
baseball.
right now. They're on right now.
They're losing.
That's
Yeah.
okay. Sometimes you start down and you come back and you win.
At 2:52 yesterday, I texted Bragg and I said, "Holy shit, the MLB playoffs are on. Somebody should let people know."
Yeah.
And then he goes, "Yeah, for those people who don't know, what channel should they turn to?"
I said, I know what time the Cubs play, but for the rest of the group, can you just let everybody else know where they play and what channel they're on? And
I just feel like they've been hidden. Like it's like some weird secret that, like, I don't know. I just think baseball is just torpedoed or at least professional baseball in popularity. And
I did watch a little bit of that Yankees Red Sox game last night. Towards the end, it was pretty good. Pretty good game. Aroldis Chapman shut down the Yankees 2 down with the bases loaded. Yeah.
Yeah. That guy played for the Pirates for a hot second.
That guy won a World Series for the Cubbies.
Oh boy. All right.
I know, but there's a lot of things around him.
I want to talk fake football. This is by far the worst I've ever done in fantasy football. And it's just all injuries.
That football, thank God.
Yeah, fake football. And I'm just wondering how you guys are doing. I've lost Lamar. I've lost Neighbors. I've lost George Kittle. I've lost Eckler. I drafted Jamar Chase, and he might as well be injured. If anyone can find Ladd McConkey, that'd be awesome.
Yes, please.
He's gone. I couldn't have drafted worse teams this year, and it's just now October, and I'm ready to be done with fantasy football.
So I've come to the realization that my bench is non-existent. Like there is no bench, right? So I thought I was okay with what I was going in with. The team is solid. I've got Neighbors as well. I've got McConkey. I did make a very swift move, which I think we talked about, whether it was on the podcast or in person, and picked up Woody Marks, the USC Trojan Woody Marks, 2 weeks ago. Have not played him, but due to some injury issues with Mr. Neighbors, Woody Marks is going to get the start this week. Other than that, dude, the bench is bare. Like I'm starting 3 tight ends. That's where I'm at right now. Leading the league, still in first place, but starting 3 tight ends.
When I'm healthy, I'm fantastic. 2-0 start the season. Then my injuries. Bowers got hurt. Purdy got hurt. Jawan Jennings got hurt. Justin Fields even got hurt. Warren got hurt. Mike Evans got hurt. I got Roquan Smith is doubtful right now. And then I picked up good old, what's his name? Kenny Gainwell. About 15 minutes before the game started. Put him in.
Did you start him?
Put him in. and then immediately pulled him and put in Jawan Jennings because I got nervous.
No.
And
I picked him up
I
and
lost by
didn't start
7. So, yeah. So it's a combination of injuries and just poor roster management for me. And then I got these guys on doubtful, and I can't put them on the IR until they actually declare as out. And I'm like, you're just sitting. I can't pick up anybody until they actually declare there's something's out. And it's a pain in the ass, man. I hate doing the questionable all week, doubtful all week shit. Nah, but yeah, no, I'm in trouble.
Okay. Last one. So this is my first and only guys trip, birthday trip, bachelor party of the year. I feel like this is Christmas Eve. I can't tell you how excited I am for this weekend. And I've never went on a trip with you guys either. That's also super exciting. I like being the wild card. I like me not knowing people not knowing me. I play into that bit very well. I pretty much choose a character and then just way overplay into said character. I haven't picked what character I'm going to be yet. But there is no random question to that. That is just, that's my, that should have probably been my final statement, but I'm so excited.
I was walking.
We are what? We are 12, 18 hours?
Yeah. Brandon, in 24 hours from now, we will have a significant buzz going. And all of us in the same house.
We watching the Cubs game, right? I just looked at 3. First pitch is 3:00.
Unless we win today, I think it's the best of 3 already. I don't know. But I don't even understand how the playoffs work anymore.
I don't remember either. I don't know.
No, I was walking around today like I had a secret. Like it was like nobody knows it for next 3 working days. I'm not going to be here.
Well, I went and bought booze at Kroger at 2:00, so I felt like I needed to tell people this. This is not for Wednesday, but it happened.
I'm at the point in my kind of day now where I had to make the decision before we recorded whether I pee or put on pants, and I was like, that's in a really good position. And just for the record, I peed.
So I've got a question, and usually I'm a pretty good planner around this stuff, but I did spend the first 2 days of my PTO. I took PTO off the entire week to celebrate this trip. I spent the first 2 days redoing my entire garage. First off, what a feeling, right? I do have not to tout my garage too much. I do have a fairly good sized garage. So I got to completely redesign that, which was nice. And I'm in very big love with that. And then I spent the day today up until now, which I need to go wake him up as soon as we're done recording, with my 2-year-old, little one-on-one daddy time. And it's been a great day. And I've done no packing. I've not packed. I always overestimate.
That's actually why I was late. I am completely.
Oh no, I always overestimate how long it actually takes to pack. I do have a consistent list in my notes app that I'd used for years for like any of these travel. I think it probably started with our first Arizona trip, Seth, and like probably 21.
Right out of COVID,
yeah, and so it stays in there. It's got everything I need. And we'll just uncheck everything and recheck it again, and we'll be done in 15 minutes. But you better believe I'm going to tell my wife I need an hour of no
I
kids.
Surprisingly packed a lot because of the outfits that are designated. So like I packed like I would normally would, and then everything that's is extra. So it's like I almost double packed. So I did pack I probably overpacked, but I was like, do I want to wear these the entire day? Do I just need to wear these during I didn't know kind of how that was going to go. So I pretty much, we're only going to be there 3 days, but I packed for 6.
Yeah.
And you always prep for 4 days, just a heads up, even though I know it's technically 3 days. Also, do you guys double underwear? If we're there for 4 days, I've got 8 pairs of underwear.
Yep.
Okay. I haven't shipped my pants since I was like, it's kind of an embarrassing number, but it had to have been somewhere around like middle school.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Was there a question in there, or you just?
Yeah, what I was saying was, do you overpack your underwear?
That
Also, be ready to play a ridiculous amount of, not even a ridiculous amount, but we'll play whenever we're not doing things that are planned. Ridiculous amount of like FIFA and maybe some college football on some Xbox.
Or just random games of categories where you just name things.
Oh,
that was fun.
It's the best.
Because we're 13-year-old girls.
Former Big East teams.
Oh,
Miami.
oh.
All matters.
Rutgers.
Oh, it's so good.
UConn.
Virginia
Anyway,
Tech.
anything in your sack? Anything in your sack?
Yeah, I got two things real quick. I can go
God,
through
we're
them.
Still going. Okay.
We're almost done. I'm a Reddit hound. That's where I like to go for a lot of my stuff now.
Porn.
I said stuff, bro.
No, he's got the VPN thing on his phone. He's fine with it.
Don't out me. All right. War Damn Eagle, one of Auburn's Reddit threads, begging for Kurt Signetti, I think, at this point. They want Freeze gone. He continues to be highly touted. What I also heard, Virginia Tech. I know Florida isn't even open yet, and they're like, oh, is that going to happen? I don't want you to speculate on where he's going to go, what he's going to do. I just want, do you guys, is it really cool that your coach is kind of being talked about for these other jobs, or is it frustrating?
Brad, you go ahead. I need some time to think on it.
I wasn't paying attention. I had checked
Okay,
out.
I will answer it. I think it's neither for me, because it's as an IU basketball fan, I totally get having a hot board of unrealistic people, right? That's been Indiana basketball for the last 10 years. So I totally get it. It's you have to make this guy say no. It's you have to put this guy on the list.
Call Brad Stevens. Yeah.
Fan bases will be delusional and fanatical and think they have a chance. It's just the reality of college football. And when you have a top of the line coach, just expect it. I guess that's my stance on it. It doesn't frustrate me. It doesn't surprise me. It doesn't make me feel any kind of way, because I think Indiana basketball has made me realize how silly any of this conversation really is, because that's how you end up with coaches like Ryan Walters and Mike Woodson and coaches like that. You don't know. You have no idea what people think. You have no idea how coaches are going to turn out. So they're for that fan base and kind of only for that fan base.
You hurt
can
me
I
there
say
for
something,
a second,
Seth?
and then you
Hold
hurt
on.
yourself, so I was okay with it.
Let me say something real quick. This is Auburn's fault. I hope they rot with a Ryan Walters type replacement for Hugh Freeze.
Oh God, yes.
That's what they get. This is what they get for hiring Hugh effing Freeze at the to start with. They're Auburn, dude. They're Auburn, and they're hiring Hugh Freeze, who's in a hospital bed coaching in a press box. Like, that dude, he's not a good coach. I'm sorry. He can coach at Liberty. That's fine. But that's what they get, man. Hugh Freeze is a joke of a person and a joke of a coach, and that's what they get for hiring him. So I hope that they end up with like Tommy Tuberville's second cousin or something.
Arkansas is going to get the best coach because Arkansas has the best money or the most money.
Yeah,
Like,
Jerry Jones, Waltons.
Yeah. So I don't think Signetti's not leaving for Arkansas, but like all these programs that you mentioned, Virginia Tech, Auburn, soon to be Pittsburgh, no one is going to UCLA. No one is going to have as much money as Arkansas. So all those schools can get behind Arkansas because Arkansas will pay the most for coach salary, the most for assistant coaching pool, and have the most NIL. So Florida can talk till it's whatever, orange in the face. But Arkansas will get the pick of the litter because NIL and money is the biggest thing. And Arkansas has the most. That's how they got Calipari.
All right. My last thing is Bill Connelly, who is the infinity loop of content creation. He spurs more, talk about his articles, I think, than anybody else because he always does these listicles. He did the top Power 4 quarterbacks listicle, rank them. Just going to go through the top 10 and then point out 4 that I found very interesting. Top 10, Maeva, Pavia, Chambliss, who's the backup, Mendoza, Moore, Sorsby, Carr, Simpson, Williams Jr. from Washington, and Daniels from Kansas. Not a terrible top 10. But then so there were 68 that they'd ranked. 54, Cade Klubnik. 55, Drew Aller.
Not good.
57, Gronowski.
Best of the three so far.
58, Nico.
Too high. Where is like who's Chambliss? You said he's a backup. Where's he?
No, he's not. He's Ole Miss's coach or QB.
Yeah, because the other guy got hurt.
Okay. Yeah. You're right. I'm looking at the list right now. Maeva, that is USC's quarterback.
Correct.
Doesn't do much for me. Pavia is a joke. Chambliss, I haven't watched, so I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that. But
so
you guys know my feelings on. Yeah, no Julian saying either.
He's 11.
You guys know my feelings on Bill Connelly as it is, but no, that it's a joke. It's rage bait. It got us to talk about it.
Yep. What is it? Altmaier is 12.
That's too high.
CJ Carr being 7's LOL because you just watch that guy and he looks.
Oh my god, I didn't even look at CJ Carr. Oh my, that's
your boy
terrible.
Josh Hoover is 23.
Way too low. Josh
way too low.
Rayola's 25. Lenoris Sellers 27.
Whoa.
Ethan Kalikamanus, which every time I want to say it, it's Melikalikimanis is a wise way. Okay.
He's at Rutgers, correct?
30. Yep. Sam Levitt,
God.
31. Childs, 33.
I think data sets like Connolly's make sense when there's a lot more data points mashed all together as like
4 or 5 games is small sample size still.
It's not even the amount of games. This is one position, and really just looking. If you look at the rankings, it's pretty much just QBR.
Mm-hmm.
And QBR has been broken down a million times by a million different people. We don't need to talk about the validity of QBR. But I like Bill Connelly because he takes this and combines it with all 24 starters and then combines it with coaching and strength of record and quality win. Like when he puts all of his data into a vacuum, I think it makes a ton of sense. When you start pulling out pieces like this, I think it completely falls apart. So yeah, you can wipe your butt with this list because it's basically just doing a sort by QBR, which in my mind is not how you put a list of quarterbacks together.
3.5 minutes later, we're done. We did it. Thanks, Bill.
Yay. All right, so that's it. Thanks, guys, if you did listen to this. That was completely off the top. I mean, they had some stuff listed out, but I didn't have anything. I need to focus on packing, it sounds like, and I've left my child in his room, in his crib for the last 10 minutes. So I got to go get that as well. So I'll see you guys.
If you're doing a guys trip, always do theme clothing. It's fun. I swear.
It is. Love it. All right. See you guys tomorrow morning. Bye, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers. This episode is brought to you by your go-to expert in the Indiana real estate market. Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in a home right here in the heart of the Hoosier country, Garrett Lawton with True Blood Real Estate is the agent that you need. He's not just a real estate agent, he's a Hoosier fan just like you. And Garrett knows Indiana inside and out, from Bloomington to Indianapolis and everywhere in between. Plus, his personalized service makes the buying and selling process smooth and stress-free. So if you're ready to make a move, give Garrett a call at 317-410-8851 or visit his website at lawton-realty.com.